Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Today with Matt and Dave. I'm Matt Ricker.
And I'm Dave Horvath.
And this is our sixth show of the semester. I can't believe how fast it's going. I say that every week. But how are you today, Dave?
Oh, I'm doing great. How you doing, Matt?
I'm doing good. It's hard to believe how fast it's going.
Already in the second week of October.
Yeah. But today is Thursday, October 8th, and we have a lot to get to as always, so we're going to begin today with national news. We have some breaking news that came out about an hour and a half ago. Representative Kevin McCarthy of California, a Republican, who is the current party whip in the House of Representatives and was expected to take John Boehner's place, has dropped out of the race for Speaker of the House, according to Fox News. It is now uncertain who will run in McCarthy's place. McCarthy said, quote, it's best we have a new face, end quote. The current people that are in the race are Representative Jason Chaffetz of Utah and Daniel Webster of Florida, both Republicans. It is unclear if any other candidates will run for Speaker of the House. Representative McCarthy faced opposition from conservative members and groups. He was thought to have enough support to win the party's nomination set to take place today. The vote is now postponed to later this month. The current House Speaker, John Boehner, originally said that he would resign at the end of the month. Now he will stay as House Speaker until further notice, until whenever the House gets around to electing a new Speaker. It's just shocking to me how he just dropped out like that. I mean, they said he would have about, I think, 218 votes, which would be enough to elect him as Speaker.
Something must have been dug up, or someone must have found some story that would have put his reputation on the line, because you don't just drop everything and just be like, nope, not doing it, when you said you're doing it.
I read on Fox News, FoxNews.com this afternoon that the other day Representative McCarthy said to, I forget, he was talking to some reporter, or he was on as a guest on some late night show, and he said that the reason they developed or made the Benghazi committee in Congress was for political reasons, to get back at Hillary Clinton. So then I know he was under fire by Democrats about that, so that could have contributed to him dropping out as well.
I think someone just found something that would put him in a sticky situation.
But, we'll see what happens. I mean, there's a lot of shakeups in Congress, and, they'll get through it. So, as we all know, it's starting to pick up the race as as 2016 is approaching, and it'll be here before you know it. Moving on now to our next story. The United States is about to begin freeing 6,000 prisoners from prisons across the United States, according to the New York Times. This is an effort to ease harsh drug sentences. This is part of and was part of President Obama's push to try to clean up the prisons and to try to lower operating costs and things like that. But the Justice Department said that they will begin the process at the end of the month. This is an effort to scale back on the population in prisons, as well as harsh penalties given to nonviolent drug dealers in the 1980s and 1990s. Around a third of the inmates are undocumented immigrants who will be deported. The American Civil Liberties Union president said, quote, today's announcement is nothing short of thrilling because it carries justice, said Jessalyn McCurdy, a senior legislative counsel at the American Civil Liberties Union. I'm sorry, she's not the president, she's the senior legislative counsel. In April of 2014, the United States Sentencing Commission reduced the penalties for many nonviolent drug crimes. Democrats and Republicans both agree that federal prison spending needs to be reduced. This is one of the rare partisan agreements that they agree on.
Never seems like anything they ever agree on anything, so it's kind of funny.
it accounts for a third of the Justice Department's budget. So, I mean, when you think about it, when there's people sitting in prisons for minor drug offenses and things like that, I mean, it makes no sense because it's taxpayer money going down the drain.
Well, I also kind of think the same thing when it comes to these what older gangster guys who get
Yeah.
caught when they're 75 years old, and it's like, well, now they're gonna serve 7 life terms in prison. Well, they're 75. They're gonna die in the next 10 to 15 years. Let's be real. Why? We're just gonna do it. Like, that's just, I feel like that's also just wasting taxpayers' money. But
Yeah, I agree. I mean, don't get us wrong. There's terrible crimes out there.
oh yeah, we're not saying that. Oh, it's okay that these guys are old and they didn't do
Yeah.
anything wrong. No, they did things wrong. But I just don't think there's a need if you throw an 85-year-old drug kingpin from back in the 1950s in jail now at 85, and he sits in there for a couple of years. That's just wasting our money.
I agree. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, somebody 75 years old, like you said, what are they going to do? I mean, don't get us wrong. 75-year-olds are capable of a lot
Living
of
for a while, but it's just
but the average 75-year-old is not going to be out there robbing banks and yeah, you know.
I mean, at least we hope not. I
Yeah,
mean,
at least we hope not.
If
yeah.
I find out my grandma is out there living a double life, it's gonna catch me by surprise.
Yeah, but we'll see what happens. It's a good plan, I think, to free up the prisons, and that way more cities can take in prisoners that have done far more horrendous crimes. So, see what happens with that. Now moving on to the shooting at the community college in Oregon. Last week we broke the tragic news about the shooting at a community college, and I'm sorry, I always have trouble pronouncing it. It's in Umpqua. I'm sorry, Umpqua Community College in Oregon. We have some updates as to what happened. The gunman who was wounded in exchange of gunfire with officers who were standing outside the building. There were actually 2 detectives that were gunned down, and thankfully they're okay. After he was injured, the gunman returned to the classroom where he killed his teacher and fellow students, then turned the gun and killed himself. This is all according to the New York Times. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the families and victims of this terrible tragedy.
I just think it's a joke that these people that do these mass shootings, I understand that mental health is something that we really haven't put much time and energy into, and we really need to, because these people who are doing these shootings have mental illness. It's obvious, but they always kill themselves, and that's where I go. If you listen, as terrible as it sounds, if you're going to go and just do what they do and do these mass shootings, and then end up shooting themselves at the end, I'm not gonna say it sounds good, but just do us a favor and just do it to yourself first, and not take all these innocent people's lives, because it's always double-digit people. It's not one they're killing a lot of people, and it's sickening because it's happening way too much.
I agree. I mean, the wounds are certainly still fresh from all the other tragedies that have happened. Tucson, Arizona, Newtown, the Colorado movie theater shooting, and I'm not going to go into all of them because they're terrible tragedies where multiple people have died. But something needs to change, and the political debate on gun control and whatever you want to call it is outrageous. I mean, it's ridiculous how an agreement can't be made. I mean, I'm not surprised because
they can't agree on anything.
That's what happens in politics. Not too much gets done sometimes. But
I don't even think it's gun control. You can control guns, but you gotta talk about the mental health. Because a person that's a sane person does not go and buy 13 guns and then go shoot up people. You don't do that if you're sane.
I agree. I mean, the access to guns for mental health
is way too easy.
Yeah,
you gotta. They talk about background checks, but I don't know if you heard about the boy's father.
Yeah.
I didn't know he had 13. How did he get his hands on it if he has mental? And it's always all these people. Yeah. When you find out, talk to the family. Oh, Yes, he has mental illness. It's a reoccurring theme where every person has had an illness, a mental illness, and it's just. I think these politicians have to start talking about the guns and start addressing this mental illness too. Because until you fix the people with mental illness, you can ban guns all you want. They'll find a way to get their weapons. Listen, they'll move from guns to knives. They'll find ways.
Yeah.
If a person is not right in the head, they'll find a way. If their intention is to go and take lives, they'll find a way to do it. And they'll find guns somehow. You can ban all you want. They will find it. So you have to fix the mental health.
I agree. It's just terrible. I mean, background checks can only go a certain degree. Background checks. I mean, don't quote me on this, but I don't think they determine whether the person has mental illness or not. So, as we said, mental health counseling needs to be addressed. Certainly, far more severely as it is now. I'm sorry. It should be addressed more than it is now. Now we'll just have to wait and see on our partisan agreements and see what happens. One other thing about this tragedy, President Obama is expected to be meeting with the families on Friday in Oregon. So let's hope he's able to comfort them in some way, even though it's a terrible tragedy.
And how much comfort can you really give to someone who just lost a child or a parent? Or I don't know how much we can give to them.
Yeah.
But obviously our thoughts and prayers are there.
Yeah.
But I don't know there aren't words that we can say that can make that person feel like, okay, thank you. Like, it's difficult.
Again, our thoughts and prayers are with the families. Now, moving on to the race for the White House in 2016. Will Joe Biden enter the 2016 presidential race? That's the question that many people have been asking in the last few days and last few months, at least. Joe Biden is expected to make an announcement whether he will run or not for president in 2016, according to Fox News. He will announce his decision in the coming days. According to the Huffington Post, Anderson Cooper is going to be moderating the first Democratic debate that's taking place next Tuesday, and it's going to be held at the Wynn Hotel in Las Vegas, Nevada. So I'll be watching it just to see how all the candidates do. It'll be Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders that'll be there, and right now it's just him and former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. CNN and Anderson Cooper have said that they are prepared in case Vice President Joe Biden decides to just jump in the race, which is good. I mean, if he enters, that'll shake things up a bit.
And they get a little more drama. Because, people in America, we love our drama.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it'll definitely shake the others' poll numbers. So there has been speculation over the last few months whether Joe Biden will enter the race because of the recent death of his son, Beau Biden, this past summer. We will, of course, bring you the very latest on the debate next week. If Vice President Joe Biden enters the race, Clinton is expected to lose some ground in the polls. She's currently leading Bernie Sanders in some places, but he's definitely picking up, which is good to see.
A shake-up, something that people weren't expecting.
Yeah. She's been kind of dropping in some of the polls because the email and Benghazi controversy keeps coming up, which, I mean, I don't blame them for bringing it. I don't blame them that they keep bringing it up because,
we want answers.
Yeah, we want answers, and who knows what stuff was classified and
what stuff was just looked the other way. And
yeah, I mean, that's a whole nother debate, but
That's a whole show we could do just off of that one event, just off Benghazi. We could have
yeah,
a series of shows.
yeah. So hopefully that'll clear up soon, and that the Department of Justice will come to a conclusion on what emails were classified, which ones were not. They've already released some of them, and the State Department is releasing them as we speak. So, and they're currently looking them over. So it's going to take a few months, I would say, because there's thousands and thousands of emails that were sent on Hillary Clinton's private server.
I
So,
heard today
um,
30,000. Does that sound?
I
That may be too much.
I'm not sure on the exact number, but I think it's
I mean, it just
yeah.
let's just say it's that. I don't know how you could have that many emails.
I know. I mean, well, being Secretary of State,
I guess.
you
I
know,
guess. I mean, then again, I barely have like 10 emails.
well, that wraps up our national headlines for this Thursday afternoon. Now moving on to some campus news. Hospitality Supper is today at 5:30 p.m. in Montgomery House.
Free
I mention
food.
it every week. I haven't been able to get there, but hopefully I will be able to.
Matt's always saying, "Hey guys, come get free food. I'll be there." Oh wait, no, I won't.
I'm hoping maybe one of our viewers will come and bring us some food after.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
And as always, it's sponsored by the Office of Mission and Ministry. Homeless Awareness Night is taking place tonight in Burke Lounge in Spelman Hall, as well as on the Spelman Steps. It begins at 6:30 p.m. and it lasts all night. So some students have agreed to sleep on the Spelman Steps for the night to raise awareness on homelessness. A lot of things are happening within the next few days, actually. Midnight Run is also tonight. The bus leaves at 8 p.m. Happening tomorrow, Project Bro is tomorrow at 2:15 p.m. Meet outside La Penta.
It's a fun event. I recommend. I did it last year. It's a lot of fun. You get to really meet some brothers who have been through a lot and have a lot of really cool experiences they can talk about. So I really push people to do it because it is a cool little. They really appreciate it. People don't realize just going and talking for an hour, just out of your time. That means the world to some of these guys.
What are you going tomorrow?
I don't know. I will see.
And then another event tomorrow is the Boys and Girls Club of New Rochelle is happening tomorrow at 4:15, from 4:15 to 6:15. Meet outside La Penta for the bus. And then Project Family Soup Kitchen, 4 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. Again, meet outside La Penta. Iona College is open for Columbus Day. Info sessions are taking place in Ryan Library, followed by campus tours. The first info session is at 10 a.m. on Monday. 10 a.m. info session, followed by a 10:30 a.m. campus tour. Then we have a 12 p.m. info session, followed by a 12:30 p.m. tour. So I mention the tours every week because if we have some prospective students and their families listening in, definitely come and see the college. I'll be giving tours on Monday, so do come and see our beautiful campus, and we'll gladly explain all that we have to offer here on campus. We have 45 majors and 35 minors, as well as a few 5-year master's programs. So
And
don't miss out.
And Matt's the best tour guide of all time. So
Thanks, Dave.
gotcha.
So now we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll head over to Dave with our sports that are happening. We'll be right back after these messages.